while we were on a little bit of a break. There's a look at Joni Jouhkimainen, over $6 million in career earnings. Of course, his most famous result was in two-card poker, EBT Barcelona, back when he and Ilari Sahamis, Mr. Zygmunt, both made the final table. That was the year of the funny hats, Donnie.
Love the funny hats. Bring them back.
Bring back the funny hats, the Barcelona funny hats. By the way, if you're just tuning in, thanks so much for joining us in the chat. Let us know who you're rooting for. Let us know if you've been enjoying our PLO series. It's been a blast being able to provide you with final tables of these events. Turnout has been great. Donnie, what I'm most interested in right now here, as we are on hand number 2 of this final table, what are the implications of this event as far as the overall standings?
Let me look them up. How about that? I mean, right now it's Stephen Hubbard out in front, of course. Winner of a previous event here. Joao Simao, closest to taking over the top spot, coming into this event in 5th place on the series leaderboard. So he, of course, won the most recent event, not streamed though, so you might have missed it, but he won the 10K Dealer's Choice pot limit Omaha. Kind of a little bit of a different variant. Last time we ran the PGT PLO series, we had a PLO mix. This time, same sort of variant or variants were involved. It's just that the dealer could pick the variant played. And Joao Simao got his first PGT win in that one.
Hand here developing between Juhasz and Cai. Juhasz made it 100K to go. Cai called from the big blind. Cai check called 85K, and now Juhasz continued on the turn for 175, looking to extract some more value here as he turned a full house. Nothing there for Zhen Cai. Hard to chase that 7-high flush draw on a paired board. He lets it go, and Juhasz extends his chip lead. It's a lovely Saturday afternoon in Las Vegas. Please let us know where you are watching from. Contrary to what Juhasz might make you want to believe with his North Face sweater all the way zipped up, it is actually wonderful out here this time of year. It's not even that cold in the studio the way that it usually is.
I mean, it was like 75 outside when I was driving in, so.
Amazing. Absolutely amazing. Donnie, we have triplets today at the final table. I'm just going to say it here. Joao Simao, Matthew Wantman, and Jim Collopy. I do think there is some DNA overlap there. These boys rocking those curls. Feel like the look goes very well to all of them. Simao here, ace king, jack 7. It's going to come in for a raise, double suited.
I do have to, I guess, update what I just said in pertaining to the leaderboard. Thank you to our friend Keegan McCann.
Keegan McCann, shout out.
So everyone except for Zhen Cai can take first place.
What,
really? On the series leaderboard, yes.
Wow.
They all. I verified what Keegan said. Keegan is correct. They all have enough points. Benjamin Juhasz has the least amount of points coming into this final table. He's got 69, but with 206 points up top in this tournament, would overtake Stephen Hubbard up top. So everyone can do it. Joao Simao is best positioned to, I guess, get a stranglehold on the leaderboard if he does win, because he already won an event. He has 3 cashes total leading into this final table. So everyone can take that top spot. Everyone except for Zhen Cai can take that top spot.
Jouhkimainen not messing around here. King, king, jack 5, the suited king. 3-betting to 180K on the button. Juhasz with a very tasty looking 6-5-5-3 double suited. More maybe like a cash game hand. Don't want to risk stacks here in this tournament format. Action back on Simao, who has the clubs and hearts going for him. Double suited with the 3 Broadway cards. Simao makes the call. We're going to see a flop here with 460K already in the middle. As you can see, equities on the screen. Virtually a flip, as always, in PLO. Ace, Queen, 6, Rainbow rolls off the deck. The last thing you want to see if you're holding pocket kings. Simao checks to Jouhkimainen. Jouhkimainen, despite the ace that's present, that's 150K. If you're Simao here, Donnie, with top pair, top kicker, you got backdoor hearts going on. You even have a gut shot, perhaps some additional straight outs to come on the turn. Got to feel pretty good about ace-king here.
Yeah, I think you feel pretty good overall. I mean, you also know that Jouhkimainen is pretty aggressive overall, so he doesn't always have to have it, of course.
And indication of how confident Simao feels comes with the check raise to 525. Gets it done here on the spot. No messing around on a turn and river as the Portuguese WSOP bracelet winner takes this one down. This is a stacked final table. Every single player has a resume, not only in the game of Pot Limit Omaha, but also on the No Limit Hold'em felt. Like I said, Jouhkimainen, his best career cash, EPT Barcelona 2012. Also made the World Series of Poker Europe 25K high roller final table back in 2021. Benjamin Juhasz focused more so on the game of Pot Limit Omaha. It is hard for me to comprehend, Donnie, that Mr. Juhasz was born in 1991 and he's 32 years old. Like, my sister was born in 1990, and to me she's still like
12,
know, my small sister.
Yeah, she's never grown up, you know?
Right. But yeah, there it is. Juhasz, 32 years old, notched up his largest cash, Donnie, just a couple of days ago in that high roller here in Las Vegas. Simao winning the 5K No Limit Hold'em PLO mix event at the 2022 World Series of Poker. That was his largest score, outright win. Also made the final table of the Monster Stack that same year. And then, of course, there's Zhen Cai, also known as Zen Beast. 6th in the 2019 WSOP main event. Donnie, 2019 main event, the winner, who was that? Just a quiz question here.
Hossein Ensan.
Wow.
Beat Dario Sammartino, heads up. Alex Livingston third, Gary Gates fourth.
I thought there was a small chance you would confuse the Hossein Ensan and the Qui Win year.
I couldn't tell you what year Qui Win was.
I think it was
2018.
2018 is what I think.
I have no idea.
Gordon Veo, Cliff Josephy. All these years are starting to blend together a little bit. Jack 7-6 here on the flop. Dead even according to the equities. By the way, it is quiet in the chat. Let us know how everyone's doing. I know there's tons more poker going on, but tell your friends we got some Pot Limit Omaha here to put on your second monitor, perhaps. Don't miss out on a chance to learn a thing or two from these top players. Don't believe what we say. Believe what you see, because these guys know exactly what they're doing in this wonderful game. Juhasz bets 125K. He's got a plethora of straight outs here on this 7-6 jack flop. Backdoor spades going for him as well. Simao doesn't want to find out any more than he already has and tosses him into the muck. As Donnie mentioned, the race for the overall championship in this PLO series is very intense. Fields are getting a little bit smaller here as the buy-ins get higher. To me, it seems as though it's going to come down to the final table of the final event. So far, we've had 69 different players finish in the money in this PLO series, which is fantastic. Second time we're running the series this year. Can only conclude that it's been a massive success already. Stephen Hubbard, our current clubhouse leader. 2 cashes, 1 win. Hubbard claiming the daddy The new daddy Run Good delivering him the win a few events ago. He's got 261,000 in cashes so far.
He's 125.
Chris says, if I don't mention that there's other poker, maybe I won't get spoilers of it. See, you just have both screens running at the same time. Of course, we all know Triton is running a wonderful series right now, Monte Carlo. As a poker fan, you got to watch all of it, whatever you can get. Donnie and I also are always keeping up on what those guys are doing. But it is a nice change of pace to watch some PLO. We get served up so much Hold'em throughout the year that this definitely feels like a nice treat as we look at Jouhkimainen from Finland. Finland, perhaps the country where PLO is the most popular on a per capita basis. Wearing the Suomi sweatshirt. I have to assume that is a hockey sweater for the national hockey team. Jouhkimainen and Juhasz with some distance between them and the rest of the players in this event. Zhen Cai, 8-7-6-3 double suited, goes into the muck.
So how many do you have? 620 after the ante.
Jouhkimainen, by the way, third on Finland's all-time money list. Donnie behind which two players?
Juha Helppi.
Correct.
You say he's third? Juha Helppi and the other PLO wizard. The guy who booked the ticket to the moon.
No, that's
Nah.
not. That's not him.
What's his name?
Jens.
Yeah,
Kilo.
Jens.
Jens is in 7th place.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Sammy Calipuro.
No, Sammy Calipuro is in 16th place.
Wow.
You're forgetting the most obvious one, Donnie.
Patrick
Exactly.
Antonius.
Patrick Antonius, 17.2 million. Juha Helppi second with 8.2. Little $9 million gap. And Jouhkimainen with 6.1 million. Firmly in third as Elis Parsonen, recent winner of a PhD PLO series event, in 4th place with 3.4 million. Meanwhile, Wantman with all the spades going up against Collopy. Limp pot here between the two players in the blinds. Oh, Wacko says Yanni's shirt is the national soccer team shirt, not hockey. Well, you could have fooled me. Donnie, did you know that my favorite soccer player growing up was actually from Finland?
Who?
Jari Liitmanen. Played for Ajax, then went to Barcelona, played for Liverpool. He played for Ajax for the legendary team, 94-95. They won the Champions League. Phenomenal team they had. Consisted of the vast majority of the Dutch national team. Wantman betting here with the worst of it. Collopy comes along here. 9 hits on the river. Somehow, pair of 9's the best hand here.
Check, check. Wantman shakes his head, but Collopy's going to make him show. Action first here on Zhen Cai. Onto gone with the ace, 10, 3 deuce. Pretty looking hand if you're playing the current event that started today on the other side of the studio, the $10,000 PLO high-low. But this is just the high variant, so no good. Juhasz coming in with a raise to 100K. He's got the 8865 double suited. Folds over to Jouhkimainen in the big blind. Jouhkimainen makes the call. Heads up to the flop. 7-7 deuce, 2 diamonds. Juhasz is still best here. Check from Jouhkimainen. Bet the 80K from Juhasz, and that's going to get it done. The chip leader climbing up, approaching 4 million.
Shout out to Nathan in the chat. He says, I used to play 100-pound tournaments with Joni in Nottingham. Nottingham. I don't even know how to properly say that. He says, great to see the lat continuing to crush. Yoni's been around for a long time. Online crusher as well. Still got a passion for the game, though. These guys just traveled from all over the world to play in this PLO series.
Yeah, you love to see it. I love the... I mean, Joni came over with... It's him, Elias Parsonen, who we saw win the $7,500 bounty event earlier in this series, and then Jonas Kronwitter is also part of that trio, travel together, play a lot of PLO together. I love seeing how they are... Like, they're very much invested in how their friends do. Like, when one of them's going deep, they're kind of sweating. They're walking over in between their own hands, sweating the outcomes of their friends playing hands. It just gives me a vibe of, when I was kind of getting started in poker and you would play some tournaments with your friends and sweat with your friends and always be invested. And it's easy now to be desensitized to all of that and to just do your own thing. And you see that a lot. A lot of these guys in the studio are all friends. They all hang out together. They've all been in the poker world for quite some time. So not really as invested, but these guys are it's still like they're very young in the game. We know they've obviously been around forever, but it's great to see that camaraderie between them, that rooting spirit between them. It's really fun.
Juhasz here raising it up to 100K with ace, king, 6 deuce. Bit of a halfway hand. Hoping, of course, to pick up the blinds at antes. Jack 9-9 rolls off the deck. Juhasz with the hard blocker. Zhen Cai with the actual flush draw. By the way, other players that finished in the money in this event but missed out on the final table. German poker legend Florian Langmann busting in 7th place, just shy of that final table. Josh Arya, Alex Foxen, and Adam Hendricks also finishing in the money.
Juhasz, you're staying on the gas, 80,000. Juhasz dropped out of high school. Did you know that?
I mean,
I mean,
don't say that to motivate kids that are watching this to drop out of school.
this is a great bio. Education, high school, dropped out, profession, professional poker player, hobbies, gaming, partying, and relaxing.
Wow, what a life.
You love it, right?
What a life.
Absolutely love it.
I do feel like the partying on the international poker scene has died down a little since the average age has gone from sort of low 20s to mid 30s ever since you and I joined the world of poker. As Juhasz here with ace king high takes it down. Look at Wantman. He's like, how did he win that hand?
Both him and Joao were standing up, leaning over the table, getting a better look of what just went down. Juhasz up over 4 million now.
I need at least 30. No, 4.
Look at the chip dynamics here at this table. ICM pressure mounting for almost everyone, with the exception, of course, of Juhasz and Jouhkimainen. Take your game to the next level. Check out shop.pokergo.com. Wear something cool at the poker table. Why don't you? We have high-stakes poker merch, no gamble, no future, PokerGO brand. And if you guys really want, maybe we could make some pot limit Omaha merch. Maybe we should, like, you know, have the PGT PLO series logo on the front, and on the back it can say, like, oh, I got at least 30%.
Yeah, why not? You always have 30%, I feel like. I mean, the equities, of course, run extremely close. If you've been with us for some of these streams over the last week and a half, you know that, you know, it's very rare that you have a lock on a hand before the river in pot limit Omaha. And oftentimes you're very close to a flip.
Shout out to Russell, one of our moderators, dunking on everyone in the chat, saying, technically, I dropped out of high school and I managed to retire at 51.
Wow.
Taking a shortcut to life.
What a life. How big is your trust fund, Russell? Just joking, just joking.
I wish I had one. Gears Gaming asking, what's the next big event? Well, Donnie, we got a few left here on the
This
PGD
is a
PLOs.
10K buy-in. What do you mean?
People are desensitized.
What I want to know, before I answer, I want to know what's the criteria for quote unquote big event? Like what is the criteria that I need to meet in order to answer this question? So you let me know that, and then I'll respond. How about that?
Jouhkimainen here, double suited. Limps on the button. Zhen Cai. Ace, queen, queen, 6. Look at this. Interesting three-way action brewing here, as Juhasz is going to get a free look at the flop unless he decides to raise. He's got the 6-5-4-4 double suited. Look at this. Has a chance to see a free flop, but instead makes it 160 to go. Taking the initiative with his big stack, applying the pressure, especially on Zhen Cai, who is sitting on 17 big blinds coming into this hand. Donnie, interesting decision here to raise instead of just to take a flop.
Yeah, but I think you can really just put the pressure on your opponents here, most notably on Jouhkimainen. You know, really make him, I don't know, have to really contemplate here. I mean, listen, Jouhkimainen is extremely well versed in Omaha, but do you want to tangle with the chip leader being comfortably second in chips? I don't know. We see he is. He has the position, so we could see a big one play out here, which would be fun. And Zhen Cai kind of stuck in the middle here. He is the short stack. Does have a decent hand, so. Gears Gaming said 25K to 100K buy-in. Well, we have a 25K PLO as the championship event of this series. That is streaming on Monday. Tomorrow we'll be streaming the 10K Pot Limit Omaha high-low final table, and then on Monday we'll have the final table of the $25,000 PLO championship. So Jouhkimainen did make the call here on the button, and then Zhen Cai, 3-bet to 640K. He's only got 40K behind, so for all intents and purposes, Zhen Cai is going all in here. Juhasz gonna pot it here and get this all in. I mean, this is just
I tried.
Wow.
with a smile. Jouhkimainen said, I tried, you know. What am I gonna do?
Amazing stuff here as Juhasz does exactly what we love to see. Apply that pressure. Zhen Cai, Donnie, even though the odds look like they're very close, in a great spot here to double up. Also has the 6 covered of his opponent. Ace, queen, queen, 6 versus 6, 5, 4, 4.
What again?
Zhen Cai's tournament life on the line. In a good spot here, though. Here comes the flop. Ace, 3, ace. That is perfect for Zhen Cai. Still some outs here for Juhasz, of course, but being 70% to double up heading into the turn is a great spot, and the 10 makes that 85%. Juhasz 6 outs to send Zhen Cai to the rail. Otherwise, he's going to receive a huge double up. River is the king of diamonds, and indeed, the former main event finalist receives a big double up. So much dead money in the middle there as well. Great shove there from Zhen Cai.
Yanni would have won that one. Would have made Broadway.
Wow. This is why I don't fold.
Not
in
that he
PLO.
would have made it to the river at any point. I'm not sure, but you know, he did have the queen and jack in his hand.
Sure, just stuck it in there. Gears Gaming, by the way, 25 to 100K buy-in is what he's referring to.
Yeah, 25K championships coming up.
The eighth event in the PGT PLO series underway right now in the studio, and to mix it up a little bit, it is a 10K Pot Limit Omaha 8 or better event.
Had some different players show up for that one than we've seen. I think Robert Mizrachi, chief among them. Haven't seen him all PLO series. Didn't see him during the mixed game series. Really haven't seen much of him at all, but he's out there battling in the 10K PLO 8.
Yeah, they're up to 30 unique players so far. Late registration and re-entry still available. Highly volatile game, always fun to watch. I'm a big fan of the PLO 8. What I like to do is when you do a mixed game with friends and you have mostly limit games, I love adding PLO 8 because I feel like everyone is releasing the tension of playing limit games, and all of a sudden we're just, you know, playing for stacks at any given point. But as Donnie mentioned, we still have 2 more events to come. The PLO 8 and then the 25K championship event. Also, Donnie, 5-card Pot Limit Omaha, but that is not being streamed.
No, it also doesn't count for the series because it's a excuse me, it's a sub 5K buy-in. But it'll get a good turnout. It's fun. I think your man Ronald Kaiser might have won it last year or last time we ran the PLO series.
I feel like every couple of years they just keep adding a card. You know, we're going to do 6 and 7 card PLO at some point in the future. Zhen Cai here, getting involved again, makes the call to the opening raise from Jouhkimainen. And Juhasz here with aces, making it 540.
Yeah, this is going to be a good spot for Juhasz because Jouhkimainen's got the kings. He's got king 10 of diamonds as well. That 3 is just kind of dangling there. But he did see Juhasz get kind of crazy, you know, put some pressure on as the big stack with the, what, 6-5-4-4 on the last hand. So see how Joni wants to play this one. This time with Zhen Cai trapped in between these two, Zhen Cai fresh off that double up has a bit more chips to work with.
What you're supposed to say, Donnie.
Look at the discipline there.
He has a lot more to lose.
That is true. That is true. Jouhkimainen gets out of the way there. Now it's on Zhen Cai.
Looks like he's really trying something here. Zhen Cai does decide to let it go. And Juhasz goes back to his winning ways after doubling up Zhen Cai. Still chip lead with 3.7 million. Donnie, did you know that Jim Collopy is at this final table?
I mean, he's been super quiet. He hasn't really said much at all. He did win that one hand against Matthew Wantman earlier. You know, Wantman's also been pretty quiet. I feel like that side of the table, Collopy, Wantman, Simao, have all been pretty quiet overall.
You mean the triplets?
Yeah, yeah, the triplets as you coined them earlier. And it's interesting that the three guys that have been the most active so far are the three biggest stacks now that Kai has doubled up into third place. So I don't know. I guess ICM is for poor people in this spot. I mean, they don't seem to care too much about it. Action here over to the chip leader, Juhasz. He doubled up Zhen Cai 2 hands ago. Then he won a pot on the last hand and gets his stack back up nearing 4 million. He's going to attack here with a raise on the button. Liking these shades for Joao Simao. He's also got the zipper pulled down a little bit, showing a little chest hair.
Oh.
I mean, he's bringing it. Look at him.
I feel like it is PLO that brings out some more eccentric players. I remember growing up in the Netherlands, I would go to the Master Classics of Poker in Amsterdam every November, and then I would like sort of rail the high stakes cash games, which was mostly PLO, and it was always guys that, you know, were a little bit out there, you know, wearing the fancy button-ups, drinking wine, nice sunglasses, big watches.
They still run Masters Classics?
They still do it every November.
Oh, so it's coming up.
Yeah, it is. Actually, let me have a look. Let me see if I can find it.
You put your finger like this to protect, so he can see between.
Joao Simao teaching
That's
Benjamin Juhasz how to look at his cards. You rookie, stop letting them see.
Yeah, exactly. Be careful, bro.
I will try.
The 31st edition, Donnie. November
31st.
November 10th through the 18th.
That's got to be up there for longest running tournaments in the world.
Yep, I believe it is the oldest in Europe, with the exception of
Irish Poker Open.
there it is, Irish Poker Open. I'm just on a roll quizzing you today. You're so far you're doing well. You're doing well. That event used to be a 6K Euro freeze out. It's now a 3K re-entry, of course. Sticking with the times, a lot more competition. Back in the day, this was one of the main appointments for the top pros. Trond Eidsvik winning that event back in 07. It was the first time I attended, for almost 900K US. He beat Michael Martin heads up.
Michael Martin, where's he at these days?
I know. Amazing. If you're enjoying our little dive into poker history, perhaps some shenanigans, some quiz questions, maybe we'll do a giveaway. Do let us know in the chat and smash that like button, subscribe to our channel. Always fun to hang out with y'all. There is Jim Collopy. Wearing the mask for tells. I don't care what he says.
Well, I mean, when we saw him at, I forget what it was, event number 1.
Event number 1, yes.
Yeah, he would take the mask off to talk.
Exactly.
So, I mean, then we're like, okay, buddy, the jig's up a little bit here. I mean, you know. But hey, you know, you got to use all your pull out all the stops. You know, you're battling with some really good players, so you know why not use it to your advantage if it's allowed. You know,
Exactly. Playing with big money on the line, whatever.
What's the difference between him when he has the mask on versus we haven't seen it yet today, but Benjamin Juhasz pulls the whole hoodie over, looks like he's in a scuba suit. So I mean, what's the difference there?
There is none, Donnie.
Yeah.
It is just a matter of, you know, going with what you think works best.
Wantman folds again. He really hasn't found anything to get involved with here. We'll see if Collopy wants to get active with 2 queens in his hands. Queen, queen, 9-4. He's got 1 suit. He's going to limp from the small blind against Jouhkimainen here, who has the 2nd largest stack at the table. Joni is going to raise.
Pot.
Re-raise the pot here. This could get all in. I mean, I know Joni doesn't have the best of it, but I've seen these Finns go all in and with worse than this.
I mean, Collopy announced it with authority. It was a very firm pot, indicating I have at least queens, maybe kings. Jouhkimainen, of course, would be happy to be up against exactly queens. If this perhaps was double suited, it might have been an easier decision if that 5 was a club. Now he's just going to take some time, run some numbers. Collopy all in for 12 big blinds. Excuse me, not all in, but, you know, committing himself to being all in for 12 big blinds.
And I think he did count his whole stack out there for Jouhkimainen just to let Joni know what the potential is to play for it all here. Jouhkimainen does give it up, and Collopy finally gets a decent one going his way. Collopy, 2nd shortest stack right now, 845,000. Excuse me. Wantman is the short stack, the player to his right.
That hand has Collopy up to 16 big blinds. Wantman now the short stack with 14 big blinds. Still feels as though this final table could go in any direction. Average stack 35 bigs. Structure slow enough for these guys to be patient. Let us know in the chat if you have a favorite among these final 6. I think I should do some trivia questions for the chat to see if anyone is up and paying attention here. Collopy making it 175. Ace, queen, 10-4. Action on Zhen Cai in the big blind. Not a whole lot going for him. I'm assuming this is going to go into the muck rather quickly. Collopy takes it down. All right, for everyone in the chat and in the comments, let's do some PLO trivia. Name players in the top 10 of the WSOP all-time Omaha rankings.
All-time Omaha.
In the top 10. I'll tell you this. Steven Chidwick is 11th, Josh Aryeh is 12th, and Daniel Alayi is 13th. So we're looking for players in the top 10. Don't Google it. Just give us some names in the chat. By the way, thank you for tuning in. If you're enjoying the content, please hit that like button and subscribe to our channel.
Daniel Lahi.
Daniel Lai in 13th place, Donnie.
What? Not Elias. Jens.
Jens Kilonen not on the list.
What?
Of course, made the one-drop final table, which was a Hold'em event.
I thought he won like a 50K PLO or 100K PLO or something like that. Well, he
What?
couldn't run a 100K PLO, but
Kilonen is 30th on the list.
get out of here.
Very international crowd, though, in the top 100, but only 2 non-US players.
2 non-US players.
Only 2. We've got some guesses coming into the chat. WYNZ says Jesse Lonis. That is correct. Lonis is 4th with 2.3 million in PLO earnings.
Pretty much all of it from winning the 50K PLO this year.
Poker Insider comes through with the number 1. Kakwon Lau is number 1, 3.4 million in earnings. Galfon, of course, is mentioned, but only 45th on that list. Just one spot, or actually one spot below 2 players that have won the 10K PLO. Marty Smith from Ireland and Bert Boutin. They are nowhere near the top 10. Goes to show how big PLO has gotten in the last couple of years, as we see a small pot here at this final table. So yeah, Galfon not even close to that final table. There it is. Wacko says Ben Lamb. That is correct. Ben Lamb, 2.2 million in 5th place.
Jeremy Osmus.
Jeremy Osmus in 8th place. All right, we're getting closer to naming the whole top 10.
Negreanu.
Negreanu is not on the list. He's
Helmuth.
48th. Helmuth also not on there. Helmuth is 33rd. Ivy also getting a mention. He's not in there. Kenley's dad says D's nuts. If with D's nuts you mean Sean Deeb, then you're correct. Sean Deeb 3rd with 3 million.
James Calderaro.
Calderaro 14th, very close. 1.7 million. PLO trivia, if you're just tuning in. WSOP all-time Omaha earners. We are looking for number 2 on the list. 6, 7, 9, and 10. So we still got a few spots to fill here. Josh Aryeh, Ben Yu, Isaac Haxton not in the top 10. Aryeh in 12th place. Jouhkimainen here, 10, 10, 9, 8. Could see a raise from him. Kenley's dad says that's exactly who I meant. See, I can read these chat lines very well.
What about Elias Parsonen? No.
No, not on the list. I'll give you guys number 2, Tommy Lee.
Tommy Legend.
Exactly.
Of course.
He makes every 25K PLO final table.
Where's Daniel Lahi?
That's what I said. 13th.
Yeah.
Or where you mean where is he physically?
No, I mean I could. Hasn't he won like 2 10K PLO bracelets?
Yeah, he is 100K short of being in the top 10.
This list needs to be. This list is like. Hendon needs to work on this list. You say Omaha.
Yeah.
That to me includes all Omaha.
Oh, I mean it should include all Omaha.
Yeah, it should. If you just say Omaha, like they need to clarify. Like this is just like the pot limit Omaha high list. You say Omaha. I mean, what does that even mean? Omaha, every variant of Omaha imaginable. Mike Matisow.
I mean, Michael Sternfield just came with Jason Mercer, and he is in 9th. So
There
that's
you go.
one more name on the list. Seeing some more names. Robert Turner, the chip burner.
No, see that's this list clearly doesn't include high low.
I'll just fill it out here for those that
Sammy Farha.
we're trying to guess it. No, far not on the list. The names that were missing Dash.
I was literally just about to say Dash Dudley.
Dash Dudley in 6th place.
Oh wait, what? Robert Cowan.
Robert Cowan in 10th.
There we go.
Okay, they were missing only 1, and he's
What
in
place is he in?
7th.
How much winnings?
2 million. I'm gonna go and look at his results to give you a little clue.
2 million.
We're looking for one more name. He won the 10K PLO in 2018. He finished second in that event in 2016. And he has 2 Omaha bracelet wins in 2016 and 2017.
Sean Troja.
Nope. He also has a bracelet in the 2500 mixed big bet 2019.
This guy's a legend.
And he also won
no idea who it
he
is.
also won an event at Run It Up Reno in 2016.
What?
Yeah. Lauren Klein.
Ah, Lauren Cly. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. All right, back to the action here. Zhen Cai comes in with a raise, ace, king, jack, deuce. He's got Badugi here for the suits, and Joao Simao in the small blind. Queen, queen, 8-8, 1 suit. Makes the call. Wantman gets out of the way from the big blind. Heads up here between Simao and Cai. 10-5 deuce rainbow. Simao still best here with his queens. Simao checks.
Shout out to Semil Gunnerton. Welcome to the rail, sir. If you join the rail, you get special access to member content on our YouTube channel. You also get your name in a fancy color. You get special emojis and shout outs from us. And of course, your questions in the chat will be answered swiftly. Thank you for joining us.
Cai here betting 150,000 on this flop after being checked 2. Simao here in the tank, getting a count on the bet to clarify. Looks like he's coming with a raise. There we go. Check raise is 2. 425,000.
Despite the confidence that the odds calculator has in Zhen Cai's hand, very hard to realize that equity. Lets it go, and Simao chips up. Simao now in 3rd place, 33 big blinds, 10 ahead of Zhen Cai, who has been the only player so far at this final table to double up. Wantman and Collopy still near the bottom of the counts, but you know, as you can see by Collopy's playing style, you just have to be patient and careful. And then at some point, those spots will appear for you to get your money in. Pot Limit Omaha dynamics, Donnie, very different from No Limit Hold'em.
Yes, they are, of course. You know, you'll see players do a lot of limping, which you might not see so much unless it's Dan Legrand playing in No Limit Hold'em. Joao Simao coming up on a birthday. He'll be 35 in just about 2 weeks, November 11th.
35. November 11th is a good birthday. 11/11?
Yeah, 11/11.
I like that.
Simao married to his wife, Louisa. 2 children. Enjoys paddleboarding and mountain biking. Remco.
Nice. I'll extend the invite. I'm going to go mountain biking tomorrow morning.
Every time we get a look at Matthew Wantman, he's folding. Hasn't really had anything go his way as Juhasz, the chip leader, increases his stack. He's back up over 4 million now.
The artist formerly known as Slice is asking in the chat, who's 69th on Poker's all-time money list? Well, it is Peter Jedden. Shout out to Peter Jedden. Canadian poker legend, old school.
Juhasz staying on the accelerator here. Another raise. Got a good hand though. Ace, king, jack, 10, one suit. Another fold from Wantman, not finding anything to play with. Wantman approaching that unwanted sub 10 big blind territory. He's sitting on 11 big blinds right now, 11 and a half or so.
Jouhkimainen in the big blind, trying to figure out whether he can peel here. Of course, hard to peel with the Badugi hand, rainbow, but still, Jouhkimainen experienced enough to take a flop here. Hoping, of course, to connect hard for cheap. Little does he know that his cards overlap with the cards of his opponent. No club draw for either player. As you can see by the percentages, this will likely be a split pot since both players have ace-king. Their side cards, so to say, could be decisive. Queen 3 and Jack 10. Of course, they would need to pair either one of those. Resolute Music says they need to get the straddle on. Donnie, I believe there was some straddling early on in the PHDP
in the
series.
progressive bounty tournament. A couple tables were straddling. One table was double straddling.
Jouhkimainen, top pair, top kicker, is going to come along here. Interesting to see that both players have a club, the biggest and the second biggest club in the deck. Neither player with a flush draw though. And here comes the 6 of clubs. Both players with 2 live cards to hit 2 pair. But obviously, Juhasz with the advantage here, having the ace of clubs, being able to represent that, or at least get credit for it. If you're in Juhasz's spot, however, Donnie, could also play it a bit more safe against the only other big stack at this table.
Yeah, I think you can kind of go either way here. I mean, just judging by how he's played so far, I would expect him to go a more aggressive route more often than not. Having that ace of clubs in your hand certainly does help with the blocker side of things. We do see a bet, and it's a hefty one here coming from Juhasz. Looks like it might be 450. $450, and Jouhkimainen forced to give it up there. Pushed off the chop. But that is the power of the big stack. That is the power of position.
We're looking to give away some gift cards to our shop today, Donnie. How about that?
Ooh.
Shall we do 4 gift cards worth $25 each?
Yeah, let's go. Why not?
All right. We're giving away 4 gift cards, $25 each when we hit 100 likes on the video. So there you go. Let's get this party rolling in the right direction. So if you're tuning in just now, you haven't missed anything yet. Gonna fire those up and give those out in probably about 30 minutes.
KNL asked, are there any Australian events hosted by PokerGO? He did clarify PLO events, that is. It used to be the Australian Poker Open.
Yep.
Back in the day.
Well, that was the final event we hosted before the pandemic lockdowns.
I would love to have the Australian Poker Open come back.
Absolutely.
I mean, we'd have to find a venue. Wouldn't be able to go to the fabulous Crown Casino because it feels like they're anti-poker these days. But
Yeah, what happened? Is Aussie Millions gone for good?
yeah, I mean, it seems like it, which stinks.
Juhasz here up against Zhen Cai. Juhasz keeps with his strategy of raising, playing aggressively. Ace-Jack 10-7 double suited, one of those hands you can take into a whole bunch of different directions as Zhen Cai defends the big blind with the two-pair combo, queens and fours. King 9-5, 2 diamonds on the flop here. Queens, of course, still best, but given Juhasz's stack, his aggression, and his flush draw, we're probably likely to see him bet out here. Action does go check, check, and a third diamond hits on the turn. Juhasz now with a lock on this hand. Zhen Cai probably just happy to give up here. 2 overcards to his queens, 3 diamonds out there. Horrible spot for him and his stack size. Not a lot of room to get creative. No cards to play around with, and there it is. Let's go of his cards. Zoom there on Juhasz's beautiful stack of chips. Clearly ready to intimidate whoever wants to come for a piece of those. He is up to 42% of all the chips in play, and we are still 6-handed. So if you're just tuning in, you haven't missed a thing. We're giving away 4 $25 gift cards to our PokerGO shop today. Check out what we have on offer on shop.pokergo.com. We're going to give away those gift cards when we hit 100 likes on today's video, so please stick around. Watch with us as we try to find out who will take the lead in the race for the overall standings. And Donnie, as you mentioned before already, basically anyone's game with the exception of Zhen Cai.
Yeah, Zhen Cai can't overtake the top spot on the leaderboard, but, you know, could put himself in contention, of course. The other 5 players, Joao Simao, Matthew Wantman, Jim Collopy, Joni Jouhkimainen, and Benjamin Juhasz, if they win, can all overtake Stephen Hubbard, excuse me, at the top of the PGT PLO Series leaderboard. We've already seen Simao and Matthew Wantman win events, right? At this PGT PLO Series.
Hold on. We didn't see Simao win it.
Well, I mean, I saw the winner photo.
Okay, you saw the winner photo.
That counts, right?
Fair
I mean,
enough. The fans might be thinking, well, I didn't see any of that. Simao won the one event that we did not stream.
Yeah, we are streaming for the next 3 days to wrap up the series. This event, then tomorrow we have the 10K PLO high-low, and then on Monday we have the championship event, $25,000 buy-in pot limit Omaha tournament. Last time we ran this series, that event was won by Lataro Guerra, I believe.
The winner of the overall.
Yeah, he won 3 events during the series. He won the final event as well. I believe he beat Ren Lin in heads-up play in that one.
Ren Lin. Speaking of a name that I assumed to hear about during this series.
Yeah, I think he's over in Europe, traveling around. I believe he's in Barcelona or something like that.
Europe. BS. That's just BS.
This guy's such a bully.
well said there by.
The bully aspect has certainly been a theme at these final tables. It seems like pretty much all of the chip leaders, if not one of the big stacks, has been a bully at these final tables.
Donnie, I've also, you are like, well, the biggest proponent of, or actually, the first one to be vocal when chip leaders are not being bullies.
Yeah, I mean, you have to be a bully.
You're texting me like, I cannot believe this guy's not raising more.
Yeah, you gotta attack, man. You gotta go for the win.
Alex Bayer says, greetings from Germany. Guten
Hello,
Abend.
hello.
Guten Abend, Alex. Let us know where you're watching from if you're just tuning in. KNL Wilger, who's watching from Australia, is offering his own house
What?
to host the tournaments at.
Okay.
Ace is here for Juhasz. It's easy to be the bully when you also get the cards.
Has anyone been ordering food at the final table or no?
Yes, they have been.
Nobody ordered food. Ready for a buffet?
Salt and Ivy brunch is pretty good. It's a good menu.
Juhasz has had some hands too. You know, it's not like he's been void of cards here.
Omelet.
And here he's got 2 aces.
It's already like 1.5, right?
Oh, wow.
They do a
Simao makes the call in position. 6-5, 4 deuce double suited. Ace, queen, 8, all spades. Neither player with a spade in their hand here. Juhasz flops top set, and one of the more rare occasions when we see someone with a greater than 90% chance to win in a PLO hand on the flop.
Deal me in.
They're going to deal you in anyway, Jim Collopy. Juhasz checks here. Action now on Simao. Simao fires 130,000. Juhasz is there to make the call. Eight on the turn pairs the board. If Juhasz was concerned about a flush at all, he is no longer concerned, turning a full house. Only hand concerning now to him would be 2 8s in the holding for Simao. $375,000 is the announced wager here from Juhasz. Probably going to push Simao out of his hand. Doesn't really have much to work with here. He's got 6 high, unless he wants to get a little bit crazy. Simao does give it up, and the chip leader, Benjamin Juhasz, now approaching 5 million in chips. 46% of the chips in play, nearly 100 big blinds. Very much in the driver's seat here.
I mean, this thing is basically over. This guy is just going to run
come
over the
on.
table.
Come on.
Well, this event and the series is far from over. Season-long leaderboard and $1.3 million in bonus prize money. Check out PGT.com for schedule, leaderboard, news, and more. And, of course, we have that epic PGT Championship coming up in January. That's going to be a blast. Donnie, are we only doing final table coverage of that event or also the day prior?
The PGT Championship?
Yeah.
I believe both days. 2-day events.
Good. Good.
2-day event, top 40 on the PGT leaderboard will qualify and get their entry. There are also select Dream Seat winners that'll be in there. Probably going to have 45 to 50 players in their total. As Remco mentioned, $1 million free roll, $500,000 first place prize. On that graphic, we saw Jeremy Osmus and Daniel Negreanu. I will say that Jeremy Osmus tweeted the other day. He said, "I'm basically the Alan Kessler of the PokerGO Tour." he put a screenshot of his leaderboard results because he has 20 cashes but no wins.
Right.
I would say he's not the Alan Kessler. That's Daniel Negreanu, who has 23 cashes, no wins. Jeremy Osmus, I believe, if my memory serves me correctly, without looking through everything, Jeremy Osmus has made a few more final tables than Negreanu has. Both have made a final table here. At the PGT PLO series that we've seen so far on stream, but I think Osmus's result was a little bit better. And then throughout the other tournaments, you know, Negreanu has just had he's had a lot of min caches, but really hasn't been able to make anything work out. And I think that's reflected in the points. Osmus is currently 7th on the PGT leaderboard for the 2023 season. He has 1,695 points. Negreanu's in 27th with 1,071 points.
So, if you're still looking to get a seat into the championship, what other chances do you have left to get points between now and the end of the year?
So there are some qualifying events as part of the WSOP Europe series. There are some qualifying events as part of the WSOP Paradise series. That's their new series this year in the Bahamas, taking place in December. Brand new, November 1st through 4th, here at the PokerGO studio is what we're calling the PGT Sprint series. So 4 one-day tournaments, $5,000 buy-ins for the first 3, and then $10,000 for the last one. That's basically right in front of the NAPT's return, and they're returning here in Las Vegas to Resorts World. So it's going to be a really big month of poker in Las Vegas. Of course, all that leads into,
Got like 750
I guess
behind.
something that everyone either loves or hates, and that is F1 Las Vegas, coming up November 16th through 18th. So pretty big month ahead in November for Vegas poker scene, kicking off with that PGT Sprint Series.
Matthew Wantman here, facing a raise to 175,000, has a appealing and playable looking ace-10-9 double suited, but knows that it's going to have to be for stacks. He's down to just 9 big blinds. Announces call almost as if it's for his tournament life, but of course there's room to play.
Bucky just 300-ish.
That's it, yep. 310.
Wantman and Kai here going head to head. Wantman clearly looking for a flop to get it in with. He has less than a pot-sized bet behind. 7-7 queen on the flop, rainbow flop. 2 backdoor flush draws for Wantman, an overpair for Kai. Not the flop that Wantman was looking for. Zhen Cai looking down at his chips and tossing out 100K. As much as it pains him, this might be enough to get Wantman to fold.
Yeah, not much happening here for Wantman. Does have backdoor hearts, backdoor clubs, you know, some backdoor straight possibilities there, but do you really want to chase those on a paired board? Probably not. He does get out of the way. His stack becomes even shorter.
Wacko asking, dear commentator, are you going to the Las Vegas F1 Grand Prix? I'll probably be able to hear it from my my backyard. Funny fact, I was out to dinner last night and drove down the street called Koval, where the Grand Prix is happening. Donnie, did you know they built a temporary bridge for cars taking you over Koval when you're driving down Flamingo?
Okay.
Did you, have you seen it?
No.
It's wild. So basically, went over the bridge, took a U-turn, and then drive down the Finnish straight of the Grand Prix. And I must say, it's very impressive, but there's also a lot of work left to be done. The temporary grandstands that are sort of popping up all over the city look very impressive. I think it'll look really cool. I don't understand why they're starting at 10 p.m. Vegas time. Could have also been.
I think to get that, I think it's a combination of getting the night shots in Vegas. You want a night race in Vegas, I think, and then also good time slots for the rest of the world.
Right.
Because F1 is extremely global in terms of its audience. It really only in the last year or two has it gained a lot of notoriety here in the U.S., mostly spawned from the Netflix show,
Right.
Drive to Survive.
I mean, but they're really expecting me to stay up till 10 p.m.? Like,
I mean, good luck.
that is way past my bedtime.
That is.
Donnie, have you considered sneaking in with a last-minute ticket? Have you sort of talked to friends that have connections?
I originally really wanted to go. I'm a big F1 fan. Really was like, you know what, this is great. It's in Las Vegas. Maybe I can go. Then I saw the ticket prices, and I was like, hell no. And also, I mean, some of it is, as much as I would love to be there, you know, if I want to get the experience that I would be looking to get, it would just cost me too much money. Unless, of course, you know, maybe there's somebody out there who can give me a little VIP pass or something, and we can go run around. But the viewing experience from at home is just so elite these days. And it's not just F1, it's everything, really. I mean, it's NFL, it's, if you're a NASCAR fan, it's that sort of stuff. I mean, these productions, these broadcasts have just gotten so good that, you know, you don't need to go anywhere. So I'll probably just be hanging out at home, catch the the race as much as I can, like you.
Isn't
you
that
know,
weird, though?
Try and stay up.
Isn't that weird, though? Like, just staying home for something as big as that, as we stumble into a big one here between Cai and Collopy. Zhen Cai raising it up to 175. Collopy comes with the 3-bet to 575, committing his stack with aces. Now back on Zhen Cai. Has this sort of frown on his face as if this is going to go in, and it does go in. He just makes the call for 400K. Collopy has only 170K left behind. Of course, Cai can save himself some chips if the flop is not favorable, but man, this is a big one.
On.
5, 4, 8, all spades. Collopy with the snap shove. Zhen Cai finding the worst flop imaginable. Doesn't have spades. Doesn't connect with the board. Has 3% equity here against pocket aces. What a disaster for him. Brutal stuff here for Zhen Cai, who was looking for a knockout blow to Jim Collopy. Now it looks as though Collopy is going to basically receive a double up without even being all in.
Zhen Cai does find the fold there. I know he didn't get the last chips called there for his stack, but still a very big pot for Jim Collopy. Now up over 1.4 million, ahead of Joao Simao, sitting in third place on the leaderboard. Zhen Cai down to 635,000. Matthew Wantman still the short stack on 310,000. Playing a big blind of 50,000 here, so Cai working with about 12.5 big blinds. Matthew Wantman, on just about 6 big blinds over there. Juhasz here under the gun. King, queen, 10, 3 double suited, and that's good enough for the chip leader to put in a raise.
I think if he got dealt 3 cards, he would still be raising.
Action folds around the table. Everyone gives it up. Juhasz takes the pot. Going back to event number 1, that was the opening event, $5,000 pot limit Omaha tournament. Matthew Wantman scored the victory for $150,500. He beat Jim Collopy in heads-up play, and then finishing in 5th place at that final table was the current chip leader of this final table, Benjamin Juhasz.
It's funny to think about how many hands of poker these guys have played against each other in just this one short series. You're seeing a lot of the same guys go deep, have good series, you know, especially that in the money phase. Very interesting. We don't see everyone who makes the final table, or we only see the ones that make the final table, but
Because you're not the chip leader. Or a big tipper.
Sure.
Or just bad timing.
So far, my timing's been all right today.
I agree.
They got that crab and avocado salad. I bet they could do a nice crab omelet.
No, right?
I think so.
Yeah.
No break? Yeah.
Could be 75.
Oh, yeah, it could be.
looks like the blinds are
You might
I think it's
remember.
60.
30,
Yeah. It's 60.
going to go up here to 30K, 60K, with the 60K big blind ante, of course. That ante does not count towards the pot size. By the way, if you're just tuning in, when we hit 100 likes on the video, we're going to give away 4 gift cards to our shop worth $25 each. So don't hesitate. Smash that like button. Stick around. We're going to be
same
here
color
until
green?
we crown a winner.
Yeah, I think so. But it's not on purpose, but looks.
Very impressive.
Thanks.
You must go shopping with Adam Hendricks.
Too far.
Juhasz not letting anyone see a flop for cheap. Raising it up to 240 after Cai limped on the button. Action back on Zhen Cai, who makes the call, committing a large portion of his stack. Does have the double-suited ace-jack 10-7, only issue being Juhasz has ace-jack 10 as well, but he has a king to go along with it as we see queen 6-5 roll off the deck. Juhasz just with ace-king high here, well in the lead. Continues firing as the flops continue to miss Zhen Cai. And look at these chip counts right now. Zhen Cai basically forced into folding again. He'll be the shortest stack after folding this, below Matthew Wantman.
The rich get richer. My guy threw on a vest too. It must be a little bit chilly.
He has the North Face
that
vest to
studio.
coordinate with the North Face sweater. Zhen Cai 4 big blinds, Matthew Wantman 5 big blinds. All eyes will be on those two players. Collopy in a bit of a better situation right now compared to where he was at the beginning of this final table. Can now wait with patience for Zhen Cai and Matthew Wantman to be all in.
Yeah, 250, right?
Juhasz making it 150 to go.
You have to scan your cards again for me.
Mm-hmm.
Just scan your cards.
Ah, yeah.
Just gonna scan the cards again, reveal the 3 of clubs, and goes to show yet again
Must've
that
been real bad if it didn't register.
Collopy on the money.
Decent card, actually. Not gonna raise quads on 4
I
blinds.
just want to make sure that you're scanning your cards as well, please. Probably let you know.
All right.
It's spillover from the MGM hack. They're just replacing our hole cards with other hole cards.
Joni Jouhkimainen's been pretty quiet as of late. You know, he was throwing some chips around early, but
Hot.
the Finn has slowed down a little bit. Jouhkimainen is down 1.3 million on the day. Still second in chips though, as we see Zhen Cai here raises the pot to 210,000. Effectively going all in here. He's only got 60K behind. He's got ace, queen, 7 deuce. Action folding around the table so far.
You got 65 back?
Wantman
60.
gives it up there.
Yes.
Collopy
Very
also
nice.
gives it up and blinds an ante going the way of Zhen Cai there. Wantman now down to fewer than 3 big blinds in his stack. He will have some free hands coming up. He's on the button on this hand, so a few free hands going his way before he finds his chips into the middle.
$180.
180.
Another raise here from Juhasz. King, queen, 9-3. Simao folds, Wantman folds. Action now on Jim Collopy in the small blind. His hand also into the muck, and Joni Jouhkimainen here in the big blind.
Surrender.
He's giving it up as well. At some point, someone's got to fight back against this chip leader. I don't know if it's going to be one of the short stacks, Matthew Wantman or Zhen Cai. I'm assuming it's going to be them before anyone else.
Well,
But Juhasz is just running over the table.
what I'm assuming is that they're going to all say, hey, Joni, take my chips, and we'll chop it later. I'll give you some ammunition to fight. By the way, we're up to over 100 likes, which means that we are getting ready here for a giveaway. Donnie, you and I have been negotiating, and you said we should also give away some gift cards to our PokerGO chat members.
Yeah, of course. Those of the viewers over on the PokerGO chat. We'll include you guys as well into the giveaway.
There it is.
So we'll draw 4 names from YouTube, 4 names from the PokerGO chat. If you're a subscriber on PokerGO and a YouTube member, maybe you double dip. I don't know.
I was going to
Try
say,
and give yourself double the chance to win. Why not, right?
I was going to say, you know, should we reveal this before doing the draw, because then people can double dip. But hey, I guess a little bit of better chances if you are a PokerGO member, because you can enter the giveaway in both places. I'm thinking of a question to ask the fans, just so we keep this random.
What are the gift cards? What are the
25 bucks.
Okay, I like it. $25 gift card.
So four gift cards for YouTube, 4 gift cards for PokerGO chat, keeping it fair. As we see Juhasz again with ace, jack, jack, 5 double suited, raising it up, taking it down. Now 6 million chips, 100 big blinds, 56% of all the chips in play. I joked earlier that it's over, but it's kind of over. You know, this guy seems to be unstoppable. Just rakes them in, hand after hand. The other players almost reluctant to fight back at this point.
Well, I mean, with the dynamics that are happening right now, you have Joni Jouhkimainen in second, Jim Collopy in third, Joao Simao in fourth on the leaderboard, but they're pretty much bunched together, you know, for all intents and purposes. They have the same stack. I know there's still 600K separating those stacks, but they're eyeing Zhen Cai, they're eyeing Matthew Wantman at the very end of the leaderboard. Zhen Cai's got 5 big blinds. Matthew Wantman's got fewer than 3 big blinds. So Simao, Collopy, and Jouhkimainen are kind of in an ICM hell, you know. So they're just going to be trying to fade getting knocked out first. As we see Wantman here, he's going to take a stand with the rundown, the 7-6-5-4, and it's double suited.
Collopy probably looking down at an ace and a king first, then hoping for something else good, but it is only an 8 and a 5, so he lets it go. Jouhkimainen tosses the king 9-4 deuce, as I am still thinking of a giveaway question here. Multi-accounting is encouraged between PokerGO chat and YouTube chat, because why not? Absolutely, why not? By the way, here comes Juhasz, makes the call with ace-queen 6-5. 6-5 for Wantman as well. That is bad news for Wantman, having his 6 and his 5 covered by better kickers in case it came down to a race between the pairs.
Low board. Make it low.
Wantman definitely looking for low cards. Waiting for the flop here. King 6 queen, not the low flop that Wantman was looking for. He does, however, pick up a flush draw.
I'm on the super sub if I should be honest.
I don't love it, but I don't mind it. 3?
Wantman looking for a heart, perhaps a backdoor straight.
Not straight.
River card is the jack of clubs. Doesn't change a thing. Wantman still looking for that heart. A heart and a heart only will keep Wantman in the game. River card is the 8 of clubs, and that'll spell the end for the winner of event number 1. Matthew Wantman picks up some points in the race for the overall standings, but not enough to make a huge dent. Wantman collects 51,600 for his efforts, and as we've said it many times before, the rich get richer as Juhasz rakes in the chips now up to 6.2 million.
Is that dragon?
A bit of relief, though, for the remaining players as they
First class.
locked up a nice little pay jump.
Salome is the best.
Now it is time for the giveaway. I'm trying to, so Donnie, my first thought was the question is going to be who's going to win this tournament, and everyone's going to say Juhasz because he's such a massive chip lead. So now I'm trying to think of something else. We're just going to go with a little bit of a curveball. Who's going to win the PGT Championship? This event coming up in January. The top 40 of the year of high roller players will qualify for that event. Let us know in the chat who's going to win the PGT Championship. There are no wrong answers. Just send in your best guesses. I will draw a random winner, and so will Donnie. We'll pick 4 winners on PokerGo, and we'll pick 4 winners in the YouTube chat. All you have to do is like the video and make sure you are a subscriber. We'll give you guys a few hands here to send in your best guesses. Who's going to win the PGT Championship?
Do we have a break after the end of this all? Thank you.
Juhasz continues to rake them in. Lots of good guesses coming in, of course. You cannot be wrong. I'll just pick a random winner anyway, but it is fun to see lots of belief in Haxton, Negreanu. Jason Barker says Donnie Peters.
Oh,
He wishes he was
I wish.
in the random raffle.
Chips.
I was looking for that one he might have left over.
Zhen Cai down to 270K, just 4 big blinds. He's going to look to be all in. The first good chance he gets. So if you're just tuning in, you are right in time for the giveaway. All you have to do is like the video, subscribe to the channel, and then let us know in the chat who you think is going to win the PGT Championship. No wrong guesses, because we are picking a random winner. It's just for a bit of fun and to give me a chance to award the prizes to people that are engaging with the chat. By the way, thanks Eric SFC1 for tuning in, one of our community members. Thank you so much. I wonder how many F1 players are going to be spotted playing poker during their visit to Las Vegas.
I'll say 0.
0. It's just too much. There's just too much.
I think it just might be too much of a distraction, you know,
Right.
gets them off focus, just not what they want to do. I mean, I could be wrong.
Look, this is yours. Sorry. I'm used to it. Sorry.
A little premature.
yeah.
Some manifesting over there. See ya.
Let me try this.
Yeah. Maybe he gets a penalty, you know.
Oh, sorry.
Kings or the King Jack.
Zhen Cai here all in with ace 10, 9, 3 double suited. Up to the kings of Juhasz.
Diamonds too.
That's a fair
Chipley.
lead.
Chipley are looking for his next scalp.
Wow, double suited.
Zhen Cai's diamond flush draw, no good here.
Just
Benjamin Juhasz
Both
looking to
hands can be
extend
played
his
in
Chipley
the next tournament.
once again.
King 7-3. I think it's worse than the rest. 9-3.
Here comes the flop. Ace, queen, 4,
flush.
3 clubs, and Juhasz flops the nut flush.
Of course.
Zhen Cai staring at the board, looking for any solution possible at this point. Does have running card options for a full house, but it's going to have to come pretty perfect for him. He's got to pair one of his cards on the turn or hit another ace to stay alive. The turn is a 3, so he does stay alive. Now looking for an ace or a 3 to hit the aforementioned full house that he needs in order to beat Juhasz in this hand. Only 3 outs for Zhen Cai, or else he will be our 5th place finisher. It is the 8 of diamonds on the river, and short stack Zhen Cai was not able to make a comeback. He was sent to the rail in 5th place. Nice run for the former main event finalist, cashing for $68,800. And we are down to the final 4. All right, 1 hand remaining to send in your best guess for who will win the PGT Championship in January. We'll pick 4 random winners to receive a $25 gift card to the PokerGO shop.
The rest.
The rest, I guess it's easier to count this and do the math.
1.
I think
1.6.
6.5 maybe.
It's a lot of chips.
Yeah.
It's a lot of chips.
I mean, I know it's a lot of chips looking at the number, but it's also a lot of physical chips over there for Juhasz.
I have these also, but these are going.
Donnie, is there some boxing happening today?
There is.
Exciting.
It's like one of those special, fun, entertaining exhibition matches. MMA fighter Francis Ngannou is taking on Tyson Fury.
Wow.
Over in Saudi Arabia.
Is it even a contest?
Fury should crush him.
Right.
I mean, listen, Francis Ngannou, if anyone has followed MMA, is one hell of a power puncher. I mean, if he lands one blow, it could send Tyson Fury back to England. Okay? I mean, it could. But Tyson Fury, for as much as he doesn't look it, is extremely nimble, can move around, he's quick. He's obviously been boxing for a long time. He's one of the best, if not the best, heavyweight fighters in the world. So we'll see what happens. I mean, Tyson Fury, I should say, you know, he went toe-to-toe with Deontay Wilder, who is a boxer, not an MMA fighter, and a very big power puncher. And he got knocked down by Wilder, came back and won. So, I don't know. I personally think Fury's going to crush him, and I would be surprised if Ngannou even gets a hand on him. Coming into the fight, I think Fury's around minus 1,400.
1,400?
He was minus 1,800 last week. Now it's down to about 1,400. So
wow. What are the odds that it goes the distance?
Oh, super low. I mean, the MMA fighters fight 3 to 5 rounds, right?
Right.
You know, so I think the longer it goes, it only has to favor Tyson Fury. Like, I just can't imagine Francis Ngannou, who's in incredible shape, but who knows? I mean, I'm here for it. I love this sort of stuff. I'm a big boxing fan. I'm a big MMA fan as well, but it's crazy.
Speaking of
everyone's there too.
Speaking of fights, Juhasz probably minus 1,400 right now to take this event down. Going up against Jim Collopy here. Collopy flops an 8, has that overpair of queens as well. Juhasz with the club flush draw.
Don't forget to get those guesses in. This is the final hand. Who is going to win the PGT Championship? We'll draw 4 winners from the PokerGO chat, 4 winners from the YouTube chat, and those winners will each win a $25 gift card to the PokerGO shop. You don't have to be right. Just put your answer in the chat. Hit that enter button to send it along, and we'll be drawing some winners shortly.
Juhasz made the call, bringing us to the turn where, yet again, he makes the winning hand, hits a flush. Collopy now drawing dead. Collopy doesn't have any high club blockers in this case, just left with the pair of queens. Not only is the king an overcard, but also that flush draw completing must really give him second thoughts.
It's 300.
Juhasz bets 300K. Action on Collopy. Collopy does let it go, and Juhasz now up to over 7 million. The clinic continues for the man from Hungary, and it is now time to draw the winners for our giveaway. Like I said, $25 gift cards heading your way if you hear your name called. If you hear your name called, email us social@pokergo.com. Send us a screenshot of you logged into our YouTube account, and we will get in touch with you. The winners are Irv Meister General, Wacko Mazza 1, CC, who has a photo of him posing with his arms spread. I'm not sure what he is standing in front of, but CC, you are also the winner. And the last one, Leif Pettersson, or Leif Pettersson. Congrats, guys. 4 winners announced. Donnie, up to you to pick the winners on PokerGO chat, but let's first see what Collopy does here with Pocket Kings. Now that the raffle is completed, curious to hear how you guys feel about the boxing match.
I wanted to bet it. But I couldn't really stomach laying 1,400. I was hoping to get like -800, 900, you know, and then I'd treat it like the old Mayweather McGregor.
I was
which
gonna
is
say
like a betting opportunity of your lifetime, because that was just never ever going to go any other way than Floyd Mayweather schooling Conor McGregor.
I think it was Terrence Chan, the recent WSOP bracelet winner, who told a story of him traveling to Ireland to bet on that boxing match just because he knew the odds would be better to bet on Mayweather in the place that everybody loves to support McGregor.
Oh, wow. I do have the 4 winners from the PokerGO chat.
Nice.
We have Alex KB. We have Guest 1823. I'll just say the last 4 numbers of the guest number. Guest 1823, excuse me. Mad Cow 234, and then Guest 1125. And I believe our customer service representative Patrick Knight is already on the case.
Nice.
For the PokerGO chat winners. So congratulations to all of our winners. 8 winners across the 2 platforms, YouTube and PokerGO. Appreciate everyone who entered a guess in there. Come back tomorrow and watch. Maybe we'll do another giveaway if you guys are lucky, you know?
You know what? I'll promise it right now.
There you go.
Tomorrow, giveaway for some more merch. Gift cards. As Juhasz and Collopy are clashing again. Collopy realizing that the only chance he has to win this thing is to stand up and face the man who's been dominating this final table. Juhasz here with Queen 664, again outflopping his opponent. Collopy checks. Action on Juhasz. Nobody with clubs here today. Irvmeister General, send an email to social@pokergo.com. Include a screenshot of you logged into your YouTube account so I can verify, and then I'll be in touch about crediting you with that gift card. Action did go check, check. 5 of spades on the turn. Nice little blank. River is the king of spades. Juhasz receives the check mark in this relatively small pot. Jouhkimainen, meanwhile, has been quiet both in the lack of verbal action as well as the lack of poker play, seemingly just waiting for the time for the other players to get eliminated. Collopy announces ace-9. That is no good. Juhasz showing the queen, takes it down, and yet again extends his chip lead.
Much of the same there. Benjamin Juhasz just continue to pull chips his way. Jim Collopy now joins Joao Simao with a chip stack that is sub 1 million. Collopy just ahead of Simao.
We should get 5 cards to resume.
That's fair.
Jouhkimainen is since Joni joking that the other players should get 5 cards to go up against Benjamin Juhasz. I'm not sure if that would do it, to be honest. I mean, from what we've seen so far, he's getting some decent hands, but certainly very aggressive, putting his opponents to the test. Got a pile of chips over there in Benjamin Juhasz's corner.
Another playable hand.
Shocker.
Every hand is playable if you're a big chip leader. Jouhkimainen has to decide, do I stay silent here?
6s?
It's a great hand. What can I do?
Apologizing for...
Yeah, no need to apologize. Just keep on raising, man. Let's go.
Four-handed action here, in case you're just tuning in. This is event 7 of the PGG PLO series. $10,000 buy-in Omaha event here today. We got 2 more final tables after this one on Sunday and Monday. Seven, 6, 5, 3, double suited, looking tempting, but of course easy to get in trouble there versus all the high card combos out there. Collopy reluctantly lets this one go. As we get closer and closer to crowning a winner in this event, Donnie, it is becoming more and more clear that these 4 players, Donnie, have to be the favorite right now to win the overall. All of them are going to get so many points.
Yeah, I believe making it to the final 4 here will move Joao Simao to the top of the leaderboard, no matter where he finishes from here on out. Of course, things could change depending on the other 3 players here, but Joao Simao looking pretty good overall in terms of that series leaderboard. But this one, different than the first PGT PLO series, that was Lautaro Guerrero's series to lose pretty much from the get-go. I mean, he won 3 tournaments there. He was very much the leader. Here, it's yeah, Simao might move to the top, but it's very bunched together. So these last couple events are certainly going to be a big factor in everything. Of course, that 25K is going to be the biggest coming up in a couple days.
Juhasz is allowed by the other players to keep winning hands. Of course, he keeps the pressure on as well. Now up to 70% of all the chips in play. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're watching this and you're not even a PLO specialist, you're just getting a really good show here as it pertains to how to use a chip lead when you're deep in a big tournament. Just tuning in, my name is Remco Rinkema. Donnie Peters alongside me. Thank you all for tuning in. This is our first ever series streaming live from what is currently titled, we're still workshopping this, our Triangle Studio. There's a new studio inside the PokerGO studio. We are using the entire main room for our day 1 action. This second studio allowing us to stream more poker for you. Starting, of course, with this series, going into 2024. Let us know in the chat. What do you want to see more of next year? More cash, more tournaments? Which formats are you interested in? The one that intrigues me the most, Donnie, and this has been floating around for a bit, is a bounty series.
Yeah, let's go.
What's the latest on the bounty series? Is this really happening?
Yeah, I mean, we want it to happen. You know, we obviously don't make the final decision on whether or not stuff happens or not, but, you know, I think
1 to 4.
we're going to push forward. I know Tim Duckworth is
3.
actively pushing forward as well. The bounty tournaments that we have run
3rd time in a row. It's been 3.
on the PGT have been
Are they all 3s?
well attended, well received. Most notably that first ever progressive bounty that we did a few days ago. So, yeah, I think we'll see, you know, a nice bounty series for the 2024 PGT season.
God damn it.
Probably will be some sort of combination of Hold'em and Pot Limit Omaha tournaments for that series, but could be a lot of fun.
Wait, no 7-card stud bounty events?
I mean, you know, yeah, maybe. Pot Limit 7-card stud.
Oh, man.
Just get it in there and gamble.
By the way, you know, if you're a regular listener of the broadcast that Donnie and I do, and we've logged hundreds of hours by now, you know we love to talk about food. Donnie, I went to a restaurant last night that I'd never been to in Las Vegas,
Same.
and I am shocked that I had never been to this place. And I wonder if you've been there. It's Piero's.
No, but it's high on my list.
Oh, you saw the.
I saw your post about it, and I've been meaning to go there. And now that I thought about it, is where I should have booked dinner last night,
Wow.
but I didn't. We went out for a little early celebration for my wife's
You're on a
birthday
roll.
last night. Her birthday is tomorrow. Shout out to my wife. She's turning almost 40 years old, as I like to joke with her.
I can't complain so far.
So did you go to Golden Steer?
No, we went to similar, Barry's Prime.
Barry's Prime. Look,
Circa.
I love that spot.
It was amazing.
Yes.
10 out of 10. Snap recommend.
Yes. I've been to Barry's Prime once, and definitely probably top 5 of my Vegas restaurants. Yeah, so Piero's last night. Little known fact, and our waiter told us this not once but twice, the movie Casino was partially filmed at this restaurant, Piero's.
I believe it's, people in poker will know this, Vince Van Patten, his favorite restaurant in Las Vegas.
Really?
Every time he comes out here, loves to go to Piero's.
So Piero's, for those that come to Las Vegas every now and then, you have to add it to your list. I would say Golden Steer and Piero's, the 2 OG spots in Las Vegas that carry sort of that nostalgic old Las Vegas feel. It is dark inside. You have the booths. The waiters are all dressed up. It's just a whole different vibe than the current modern style restaurant that you see all over the Las Vegas Strip. Can highly recommend going there. Food was also excellent, by the way. Leave some room for dessert. There was Plenty of good options there. Jouhkimainen here, hoping for a flop, and what he gets instead is a raise from Juhasz from the big blind. Of course, he was potentially anticipating this, so I would not be surprised to see him call here with the ace-queen 10-4 double suited. Jouhkimainen probably, or would not believe his eyes if Juhasz showed him that he has double suited aces, but hey.
It's good to be the chip leader. 10-8-6, 2 hearts. I guess pretty good that Jouhkimainen didn't connect, you know, a lot better than this. He does have top pair with that 10. He does have backdoor nut clubs with the 2 clubs in his hand, but given the fact that he's pretty firmly in second place here and Collopy and Simao are pretty short, I guess that Jouhkimainen isn't going to be going broke here, but of course we've seen some more surprising things in poker, so we'll see how it goes. After he checks, 125,000 is the bet from Juhasz. Juhasz, of course, the overpair of aces, the nut hearts.
Make it 3 big blinds, actually.
Actually, the discount.
Shows his hand.
Wow. That's good day for me.
It was just a mistake.
Yeah, I see.
I thought it was an insult.
Wow.
It's funny how everyone keeps folding to Juhasz ultimately, and
Mm.
they're basically always right because he's always had it.
Yeah.
Could have repotted the 180.
Juhasz now more than 8 million in
I'm
chips.
sure.
75% of the chips
Actually,
in
I think
play.
It would have been a good mistake.
Very much has
Actually a mistake.
one hand on the trophy at this point. I think I'm pretty safe in saying that.
Pass.
$180.
Break.
This winter, WSOP is bringing the heat. This December, the WSOP is coming to Atlantis, and they're bringing $50 million guaranteed, with buy-ins as low as $1,000 or as high as $100,000. There's going to be 15 World Series of Poker Bracelet events and a $5,000 main event with a juicy $15 million guarantee. So who wants to come make history with me and win some bracelets in paradise?
Dan Legrano making us aware of all the bracelet action coming to the Bahamas, where we are here to crown a winner in this PGT PLO Series event. If you're just tuning in, this is the Event 7 final table, a 10K buy-in event.
660 total.
4 players remaining.
Yeah.
Simao and Collopy, the 2 short
Same
stack.
stack I started with.
Juhasz with a
the
whopping 102 big blinds. Look at this, Donnie. He keeps picking up these monster hands. It is unbelievable.
280.
Thank you. Can I get 15 there?
Simao's got a good one himself. King, king, queen, 10 here. With his stack being so short, we might just see Joao Simao get this money in here. There we go. The
Fold.
Brazilian has decided to take his stand. Will the Hungarian call? He does.
Appreciate it.
Here we go.
Jesus.
Big all in here. 1.3 million in the middle.
Jouhkimainen and Collopy both commenting on the hand that Juhasz has. The chip leader, once again, he's behind right now. It's a flip, but he still has a very good hand, and he's double suited. It's crazy.
Simao at risk with pocket kings. Basically a coin flip situation. I don't know which hand I'd rather have. I think the ace-jack 10-9 double suited seems a little more appealing, even though it is not a pair.
They're burning a lot of clock just waiting for the flop.
Here comes the flop. Queen 5 deuce on the flop. Nice.
2 hearts.
Two hearts for Juhasz. Simao still in the lead. His kings are ahead. Turn card is the heart.
Of course
and
it is.
of course, Juhasz hits again and sends the Portuguese bracelet winner to the rail. Joao Simao
What is
put up some resistance, but ultimately nobody able to stop Benjamin Juhasz.
This is what it's like when you just make
Simao
the match
cashes
on the
for
board.
$86,000. Also picks up 86
I've been
leaderboard
trying to
points. That will move
Alright,
him
last
up
time
to
I lost, I was even
313 leaderboard points during
can
this
keep the
series. He
trophy.
has 1 win. He won the last event, the PLO Dealer's Choice. He has 4 cashes, including this one. So the current front runner in the PGT PLO series in the race for that $25,000 championship bonus is Joao Simao.
600 total.
Had 660 before, so 580 total, I believe.
Okay.
Do you notice he raised bigger with a good hand?
640. 240.
Samuel says, "Bro is getting smacked with the deck." Wacko Maza says, "The dude just keeps getting hit in the board."
I'm not surprised.
Button's good. 5,
You gotta be careful where you.
40. Jesus. You have 1
million.
Okay.
Joni Jouhkimainen hasn't done anything at this final table.
Yeah, he kind of battled a little bit super early against Benjamin Juhasz, but other than that, he's like literally just been sitting there. And his stack has only gone down. He had 2.2 million more than what he currently has right now when he started this final table. He's still in second place.
I mean, Juhasz has 85% of the chips in play. In the chat, let us know. Do you think that he is like an 85%? Is it 85% chance that he wins the tournament, or do you think those odds are bigger or smaller? I almost want to say it's like 99% chance that he's going to win this. Boxing chat also heating up in our chat. Matthew says, speaking of getting smacked by the deck, Fury just got knocked down. Donnie, how's the boxing?
I mean, I talked about the odds coming into the fight where Fury was, minus 1,400. Fury's now down to, I think, minus 275 live. He was knocked down once by Ngannou. He certainly looks like he did not try at all to train for this. But I think the longer it goes on, you might see Francis Ngannou get a little bit tired. I mean, we'll see, though. It is round 6, and he still looks pretty good, so. I'm a sucker for a big fight. Sucker for a big fight. Nothing gets me like more like the hair stands up on my arms and like a big fight night in Las Vegas. I don't know. I just love it.
Have you ever been to one of those big ones in town?
No, I've always I always look at the prices and I'm always like, oh, it's just too expensive because I want to sit like relatively close.
Right.
I kind of want to be like in it. And I just haven't had the opportunity to go, but someday, it's a bucket list item for me.
Speaking of big fights here, Juhasz, kings and queens, Donnie.
I mean, it's unbelievable. I hope he shows it if this doesn't go anywhere. They're just not going to believe him. All right, Jim Collopy's going to get in there.
Juhasz almost has a hard time not laughing at the fact that his cards are so good. Ten, 7, 3, 2 spades.
Collopy top pair. He's also got a gutter here.
220. All in. Twice?
All right.
Tubes.
Can't do it twice in tournaments, boys.
Do you have
That's a bigger 2-pair.
Oh, man. 2 pair, by the way, 10s and 3s for Collopy.
Yes, that's my fault. 10s and 3s.
no suits?
Top
That's
and bottom for
embarrassing.
Collopy.
Yeah,
He's 68% of it, so he's going to have to sweat here.
All right. It's okay.
Juhasz, for the first time in a while, actual underdog here going to the turn.
Jack would be an interesting turn card.
Ace hits on the turn, giving Juhasz additional outs here to make Broadway.
Yeah, percentages don't really change much here with that turn card.
River card is the 8 of diamonds.
Collopy makes a straight.
220, I believe.
Yeah,
Didn't need it, just needed to fade those 13 outs from Juhasz, and he does so.
A little flesh wound here.
Flesh wound, but what this does is it makes Joni Jouhkimainen a little bit more uneasy about his positioning at the table as Collopy doubles up to just about even with Jouhkimainen. Of course, Benjamin Juhasz is well out in front with more than 8.7 million in his stack. Jouhkimainen on just over $1 million, 1,035,000, and then Collopy's on exactly 1 million. So the race for second place continues here.
1,060,000 or 180.
Yeah, this hand might finally force Jouhkimainen to actually do something here. It's kind of like you're poking the little animal with the stick. You know, come on, do something. This might be the trigger
Purple.
that he'd been waiting for.
40? Right?
280.
There's
When was
almost
the
no
last
reason.
time you weren't in the hand?
Good question.
Your hand
Several hours ago.
probably like pretty sore today
Yeah.
or tomorrow. Good workout.
Maybe I don't leave the high low and I rest a little bit. Too much work.
Samuel coming into the chat with confidence. He says, no, Jim's going to win. Mr. Big Queso got a little comeback. Now both of Juhasz's opponents below 1 million chips. Donnie, 83% for Juhasz, 111 big blinds. He can afford to lose the next 2 all-ins each against both players and still be fine. Collopy probably thinking, it doesn't really matter what I do. He's probably going to wake up with something. Jouhkimainen, queen, 8 deuce with diamonds. Finally plays a hand. Joni Jouhkimainen has only won 2 hands at this entire final table. Juhasz has won 31. Holy moly. Domination at this final table. Jouhkimainen's queens here still best, of course. That flop, not the flop you're looking for when you're holding 2 queens. Juhasz, backdoor hearts. If Juhasz wins this tournament, it could go down as one of the most dominant final table performances we've seen all year. If he loses this and somehow doesn't get the trophy, this could be one of the biggest falls from grace for a chip leader that we've seen all year. So, a lot riding on this for the Hungarian. Action goes check, check. 3 pairs the board on the turn. Adding a little extra strength to Jouhkimainen's hand. Check, check again. Jouhkimainen probably looking to get the showdown cheaply. And of course, that backfires as Juhasz backs into a flush. This is unbelievable. The man from Hungary is just too hungry as he just keeps eating up all the chips. Now, I'm not going to say you'll ever feel confident with a pair of queens on a board texture like this, but still, Jouhkimainen was well in the lead up until that river hit. The chat also cannot believe it. Not only has Juhasz been playing well, he's also been hitting all the right cards. And bets 350 on the river.
Big spot here for Jouhkimainen. Just about half of his chips would be needed here to make this call, and it would be an incorrect call.
Four of a kind.
Love.
At first I thought I was value betting.
And he had diamonds.
Whether I have hearts or spades, I'm not sure. But I had it. I just had it. I think it looks like today a day like this.
Yeah.
The rich
I got
indeed keep
880.
getting richer
For anyone curious.
as Jouhkimainen continues to represent Finland here at the final table. Shout out to Finland. Shout out to the most dominant pot limit Omaha country in the world. And look at this. Juhasz, king, king, queen, 9, double suited yet again. Unbelievable. What a run of cards. And I'm pretty sure he's going to show these cards. Look at this. Look at this.
I had a decent pair of 7s. Yep. Double suited?
Yep.
Goodness.
Juhasz, ace king 8-5. This is a good hand for normal players. For him, this is far below his usual standard.
Pot all in.
All right, here we go. Collopy finds 2 aces.
Okay, how much
Double
is it?
I'm
suit.
not sure if I can do that. It'd be 560 plus 280, so it's. Or no, I can. Yeah, I can.
It's 920.
So I'm all in. You called?
Yeah.
Call
Double
is
suited
made.
aces.
That's pretty good.
You get spades?
Great spot for Jim Collopy. All in with double suited aces. That is exactly how you want to play this game. Still no guarantee, though, as Juhasz has the spades. Potential wheel draw. Maybe just 2 pair 8s and 5s. Why not? Collopy's tournament life on the line. Here comes the flop. Ace 8-3. Top set for Jim Collopy. Now 99% to double
Not
up.
the worst flop.
Brilliant flop for Collopy, who also has the flush draw to go along with it. Turn card is the 7 of clubs. That'll lock it up for Jim Collopy. He gets a big double up. Donnie, how much do you think Collopy and Jouhkimainen are now
Is that mine?
playing for second place?
Yeah, thanks. 800.
I mean, I think now Collopy is closer to that mentality, you know, just given the positioning. You know, before that
I only had
double up,
one suit. I'm out
when
of
they
it.
were both tied, yeah, trying to get the heads up play, try and then gamble it up versus Juhasz, see what you can do at that point. Now, Jouhkimainen is just so short that,
This is
I mean, he has to be really
this is
concerned
what you
about
handed me right now?
He gave you 800.
getting dwindled down even further and having nothing to double up with
Okay.
if he does get in that
Confusing.
position. So, Collopy is
Like you should have
in a
one
pretty
seven.
good spot, all things considered. I mean, obviously he's still at a big deficit to Juhasz, but Collopy can really be like, you know what? I
actually
have to
have
pick and
176.
choose my battles wisely here because I don't want to jeopardize my positioning because
We don't want to
if
ruin
this
the
plays
production
out
by,
like it looks like it's
shorting
going
the,
to, I
mic.
should get the heads up play against
Just
Juhasz.
think of what that would do for the production.
Collopy looking out for us, making sure the chip counts are correct. A little update from the 10K PLO 8 event, which we will be streaming tomorrow on PokerGO. 45 entrants so far. Registration still open. Chino Reem among the bigger stacks. Nick Schulman in the mix. Alex Foxen. Jesse Lonis, aforementioned, in the top 10 of the
Fold.
WSOP all-time Omaha rankings. A walk here for Juhasz.
Coin flip.
Just tuning in, if you have any questions for myself, Remco Inkema, or Donnie Peters, who's alongside me as always, please
Relentless.
send them into the chat.
Let's try one more time.
Pass.
Jouhkimainen down to 435K. Just 5 big blinds. Get that man a straw. Juhasz, of course,
Oh, I thought you were taking a hand off.
on his way to a royal flush yet again with the ace-king of spades.
Jim Collopy actually thought he might take a hand off. I mean, that's cute.
Yield.
Yeah, yield. And here comes Jouhkimainen. I thought it was going to be a quick shove the way he stacked those chips, but he's going to give it some thought here in the big blind. Has, of course, has that big blind and the ante invested. Queen, queen, 9 on the flop, and the
Pretty lucky.
the feeling of luck was definitely good because he hit 3 queens on the flop.
Yeah, Juhasz here does have some backdoor spades. He's also got king 10, but Jouhkimainen blocking that king 10 straight draw because he's got a jack in his hand. So
Jouhkimainen all in here. Of course, he had only crumbs left for Juhasz to call here on the flop.
I'm pretty much trying that.
Oh no, the jack doesn't.
I have the
Yeah.
backdoor spades. I mean, at least.
Or running aces, running kings.
Yeah.
There's lots of them.
All right, Joni Jouhkimainen from Finland,
royal
97% to double up. Great situation for him to sort of slightly get back into this. It is a little depressing that even if he wins this hand, he's going to be up to only 830K as he locks this thing up on the turn. 0% for Juhasz as Jouhkimainen receives the first of many necessary double ups.
You need to win it.
Not lucky.
How can you flop so big? Unbelievable.
Jouhkimainen now sitting on 10 big blinds. Collopy on almost 20.
Oops.
Collopy limping. Queen, Jack, 10-8, rainbow. Jouhkimainen finds kings. Let's see if he can keep up with the aggression. Pot size raise there from Jouhkimainen. Collopy's going to come along here. Of course, has a lot of straight card coverage with, if we see some medium to high cards will roll out on the flop. Jack 7-3, a rainbow rolls out, and still virtually a coin flip at this point.
All in.
Wow, Jouhkimainen moves all in. Collopy
Queen jack.
comes along quickly. And look at this. Queen Jack for Collopy is enough for him to go with. And he has 14 outs against the kings of Jouhkimainen and Badani. This could have been way worse.
could have been way worse. Collopy also working with that 10-8 for a gutter to a 9 here. Collopy's on 14 outs. Jouhkimainen, of course, the player at risk here.
Here comes the turn. It is the 3 of hearts pairing the board, giving Jouhkimainen a much firmer 2-pair combination here. blocking a lot of the options that Collopy had on the flop. Now, just 6 outs. River card is the 10 of clubs.
What do we got?
And Jouhkimainen doubles through Collopy. That is a situation we did not see coming here.
What a turn. Did you fold a 3 down there?
Hmm?
Do you have a 3?
I mean, I put it in against him, and I would have had more outs than you on the top.
Okay. Fair.
But still lose.
Yeah.
The Finns in the chat go wild. Love to see it. Show me some Finnish flags in the chat if you're watching from Finland. There must be more than a few of you.
Have
1-8.
6. Okay.
Queen Jack 9-9. Great hand for Jouhkimainen again.
Pot.
$20 back.
Collopy now, the short stack, sitting on just 570K. Juhasz, of course, happy to let the other two guys clash. Donnie, wrong cards for this tournament, but still very nice looking double suited hand here.
Yeah, probably enough given his positioning here. Collopy's going to need to find something, and you can just apply pressure to Jouhkimainen in the big blind here. Collopy's got nothing. Jouhkimainen's also got nothing, and more chips for the chip leader here.
Gabe says, I can't find the Hungarian flag. Disaster. Gabe, of course, rooting for Juhasz, who is still our chip leader. There must be a Hungarian flag. Come on, there has to be.
Why wouldn't there?
I don't see it either. There's no flags available for me. Donnie, aren't you happy that poker isn't a sport where the jury gets involved?
I mean, it used to be. First ever World Series of Poker.
It's
They
true.
just voted for the winner.
Well,
maybe we should bring it back.
If you got to vote for a winner right now, it's pretty hard to not vote for Juhasz. Sounds like the boxing was pretty underwhelming.
It depends. If you're a Nagano supporter, it was great. He looked great. He looked awesome. Fury looked like a freaking bum. Okay. Guy looked like he did nothing for the last 6 to 8 months or whatever it was for training except sit on his couch and eat pizza. I mean,
I mean, if that's the routine, I could also get into boxing. King, queen, queen, jack here for Jouhkimainen.
But
This might get tricky here as Juhasz with ace king 5-3 decides to pot. Now, if I can give Juhasz any sort of advice, it is to not give Joni Jouhkimainen a whole bunch of chips.
What'd you get there?
350 plus 20, 370.
Wow. The ICM implications could be a factor here. Otherwise, I would say that Jouhkimainen will be all in rather quickly with this double
This
suited
sucks.
hand.
I fold.
Boo.
Wow. Does lay it down. Such a beautiful looking hand. Russell pointing out there aren't a lot of flags available in the YouTube chat. The checkered flag could be the flag for Juhasz since this man is closing in on the finish line. Jim Collopy, by the way, only on 4 big blinds.
I don't think I've folded that hand into a 3, but ever in my life. In 15 years, imagine. First time for everything, huh?
We talked a little bit about how Jim Collopy was really close to finishing in heads-up play. Now it's Jouhkimainen who's very much back in that position, you know, trying to just maneuver his way to the final 2. We'll see if he can do it.
All in.
This hand could be
370.
very important as it pertains to that.
Funny, Juhasz in there mucking it up with the jack 6-5-3.
I don't think if Jouhkimainen calls that Juhasz can reopen the action here. I could be wrong, but I think that's what...
Tight fold. No. All right.
All right, here we go.
For the first time in a long time, Juhasz doesn't have the goods. Collopy 57% to find
Share
another
a
double up.
Yeah. I have your heart, you don't have my club.
I had 6 and 8, so one of each.
I always love the PLO guys like going through like what the other person has, how it interacts with their hand.
2.
It's always a special kind of sweat in PLO.
Jim Collopy at risk here. Very short stacked, only 370K with that dead money in there from the ante and the big blinds.
Other 2 when I said back then. So
Could get up to 900K if he wins this one.
keep standing.
Here's the flop. 3-3-4.
What?
Guess what? Juhasz has a 3. Collopy now looking for a heart. This man just cannot be stopped. Collopy not out yet, but is going to need a heart even though he has 3 himself. Juhasz has 1 as well. Only 6 outs.
King of hearts.
It's the 4 of diamonds. Now, keep in mind, no full house for Juhasz. This is pot limit Omaha. These outs actually give Collopy 2 additional outs. A 4 on the river would give ace 9 the winning hand. River card is the 9 of hearts, and Jim Collopy stays alive. Juhasz
370 was my
loses
first
his
guess.
second all-in.
That one hurt my head.
That was a tough one.
Okay.
I am proud of the fact that I spotted the ace-9 winner of the trips on board.
Now Collopy is very much back in it,
3s are hot today.
up to 900K, closing in
1.
on Joni Jouhkimainen, who's on nearly 1.4 million.
I have literally been the first big blind of every single level.
All right. I'm digging these beats, by the way, and if you scan the QR code on your screen, you can work on your poker game. GTO Wizard, the #1 app for poker players. Go to gtowizard.com/PokerGo or scan that QR code on your screen. We have a special offer with them.
The whole time.
Help your studying.
I had chips.
Help you get better.
Color it up. And I saved all my time. I've been taking the least amount of studio's time.
6-5, deuce, deuce, 2 hearts for Collopy here.
Yield. Oh wait, this is the second? Oh, we're good, yeah.
Yeah.
We're chilling. I bluffed myself, yeah. Come on, threes.
Jim Collopy wants some threes because, as he recently mentioned, threes have been hot at this final table.
Queens for Jouhkimainen, he lets it go. Happy to have Collopy clash with Juhasz. Of course, never hurts to
Pass.
secure yourself a pay jump.
That was the last hand.
That was
Okay.
awesome.
Oh, we coloring up blue? Yeah. Okay. All right. I got one full one.
Quick color up here as we're playing 40K, 80K going into 50, 100K. Blinds going up again. We're getting closer and closer to crowning a winner in this PGT PLO event series. Benjamin Juhasz from Hungary still out in front. Joni Jouhkimainen from Finland. Second in chips, Jim Collopy from the USA. Runner-up in event number 2, looking for at least that again, maybe more. Collopy, of course,
Ah, yeah.
a real contender for the overall championship if he bags a win in this event.
Nice hand, guys.
Jouhkimainen would be happy to take a little snoozer here
I don't mind.
in hopes of seeing Collopy go to the rail. There's a 25K cash bonus awaiting the overall series winner. Like you mentioned, Donnie, Simao on top right now with 313 points coming off the win that we did not stream, putting him well out ahead. These players, of course, eager to hop into the 10K PLO 8 to give themselves a chance to gather some more points. That event streaming tomorrow here on PokerGO.
Are behind?
7 here.
Oh, 7?
750 total. So you got 1, 2, 2, 5.
Yeah.
This one cheats 5 heads down to 20%.
Still three-handed here. 50K, 100K are the blinds. Still 81% of the chips in play for Juhasz. Eric put it in the chat. 206K for the winner, 141 for second place, and 107,000 for first.
wonder what the VPIP graphics says under his name. What do you think?
A million.
90. 90.
90 plus, yeah. A little less for us.
It's 350.
It's 350.
Fold.
Bluffing me with sevens again.
It's funny, Johnny, how in a tournament you're trying to get to this stage, but then you get to this stage and you're just handcuffed by all these different things.
Yep. I mean, it's tournament poker for you. Then again, you could be at this stage in Benjamin Juhasz's position and you're feeling pretty darn good about things overall. Collopy here, king, 9-8 double suited. He's coming in for a pot-sized raise here. Gonna try and get his money in.
Okay. How much order do you have?
The same.
Juhasz here in the big blind, 6-6-5 deuce, one suit. He's got clubs. Those clubs are live against Collopy's hand.
Unbelievable.
He gives it up.
Got it through.
Did you have the pair?
Wow.
Jesus. I folded a pair for it.
Collopy chipping up a little bit there, closing the gap between he and Joni Jouhkimainen. Jouhkimainen on the button here to start this one off. Queen 10-6-3, not good enough.
300,000.
300,000 is the raise here from Juhasz. Ace 10-6 and a mystery card. Not sure that mystery card's going to matter here. Collopy might just give this one up given the situation at hand where he and Jouhkimainen are neck and neck for second place here, and Jouhkimainen's going to be in the big blind on the next hand. He does give it up. Juhasz now pushing towards 9 million in chips. 83% of the chips in play. 89 1/4 big blinds. What a spot to be in.
Unbelievable. This is one of those spots where if you don't end up winning, you're going to ask yourself every single time you see this result on your list, like, how did I not win this tournament? Looks like the Hungarians have woken up in the chat. I don't know what you guys are saying, but I hope it's good.
Juhasz here on the button. 350,000 is the raise. Collopy out of the way. Okay, Joni Jouhkimainen with an 8-8-6-6. One suit. Grabs those time extensions, which usually means from the fin that he's going to be thinking some things over. One time extension goes in. 30 seconds of additional thought allotted here. Jouhkimainen elects to give it up. That pot puts Juhasz up over 9 million.
Never mind.
Jouhkimainen and
Next he's gonna
Collopy
have
now
to watch
both
the deck.
below 1 million in chips. Both have fewer than 9 big blinds in their stacks.
I hope it was something high cards and stuff.
Yeah, a couple high cards.
No, I hope the flop wasn't something for me. I would feel bad about myself.
Fold.
Collopy out of the way. King 6 deuce deuce in the muck. Queen 7 5 3 here for Jouhkimainen. Might just be a fold. Yes, it is. Juhasz gets a walk. He had the ace, king, queen, queen. I mean, come on. I'm not sure if he looked at his hand, but Jim Collopy now 700K in the big blind, so he's got to pay 100K for the big blind ante. He's got to pay another 100K for the big blind. Jouhkimainen's hand in the muck and just aces for Benjamin Juhasz. This is unreal.
Donnie, I'm gonna ask the question right now. How big is his?
Look, he's just lies. You got to show it. Come on.
All right.
Just, I mean, it's like
how big can your chip lead get with 10.8 million in play before?
I want to see Juhasz have all the chips and Jouhkimainen have 2 big blinds and Collopy have 2 big blinds. Just because that's what I want to see.
Yeah, I want to see Juhasz hit 10 million and us still be 3-handed.
It could happen with the way that it's going. 2 hands ago, he had ace, king, queen, queen. There, he finds 2 aces. I mean, it's crazy. He's got the chip lead. He's playing well. He's getting good hands to work with.
350.
King, jack, 9-4 here. He's got 1 suit.
350.
The power of the button, the power of the big stack. So a raise it is from Juhasz.
All in.
Collopy's all in from the small blind. Ace, queen, jack 3. Jouhkimainen's going to get out of the way, and Jouhkimainen's going to hope for a call. He's going to get that. Now he's going to hope that Collopy goes out in 3rd place so he can be heads up.
Okay.
It's pretty much a flip right here. 55% for Collopy, 45% for the big chip leader, Benjamin Juhasz.
Add 1-9, yeah.
I mean, Juhasz has been on the losing end of multiple all-ins over the last 40 minutes or so.
Especially against Collopy. Like, he hasn't been able to take Collopy out specifically, so see if he can do it here.
Jim Collopy, 55% to double up yet again.
Stand up.
No.
I'll stand up then.
Jouhkimainen standing up
Ace,
in the honor of Collopy's all-in as we see King 6-3 roll off the deck. Now Juhasz, the favorite, after hitting a king. Collopy, yet again, same as last time, an underdog heading to the turn. Last time he looked for hearts. This time he needs an ace, a 3, or a queen. It is the deuce of hearts on the turn. Collopy with 8 outs here to survive. An ace, a 3, or a queen. Otherwise, we will be heads up in this event. River card is the 3.
He called it.
Wow.
And he got it. Not too long ago, Jim Collopy said 3s have been hot at this final table, and he spikes one on the river there. Big double up for him. Important double up for him.
Wow.
There's still a big gap between Juhasz and Collopy on the leaderboard, but more importantly, Collopy now has a 2-to-1 advantage over Joni Jouhkimainen. Trying to ladder his way into 2nd place, and then we'll see what happens from there is basically the game. Jouhkimainen was 1 card away from being heads up against Benjamin Juhasz, but now he's the short stack with 6 1/4 big blinds here.
Johnny Jones says, what game is this? This game is called Watch Benjamin Juhasz Punish Other People with 4 cards, otherwise known as Pot Limit Omaha. You have to use 2 cards in your hand to make a winning combination. 2 cards maximum, 2 cards minimum.
Threes have been hot, but Collopy out of the way there.
Cannot play.
Jouhkimainen's got nothing. Walk for the chip leader.
Juhasz must feel like a short stack, having only less than 9 million at this point.
Important hand here for Joni Jouhkimainen, because if he folds this one, he's got 575K. 200K of that will be forced in play in the next hand because he'll be in the big blind. So we'll see what he gets here.
Queen 886 for Jouhkimainen, not what he was hoping for. Fold, he said, with a sound of dejection tangible in his voice.
Yeah, and this will open the door for Benjamin Juhasz to just fully attack Jim Collopy, because he knows that Collopy is going to really try and outlast Jouhkimainen.
I mean, not only for the pay jump on him, but also for the points.
Yeah, of course.
The difference between second and third has big implications for what's necessary to catch Joao Simao in any of the upcoming 2 events.
Yep. No, it's very important.
By the way, whenever this event ends, these players will jump straight into the 10K PLO 8, which will play down to its final table, which we're streaming tomorrow here, 2 p.m. Pacific time, 5 p.m. Eastern. So if you're a fan of the 4-card games, you're not going to want to miss that, as Ben Lamb, Bryce Yockey, and Nick Schulman are the top stacks right now in that event.
Saw a quick zoom in there of Joni Jouhkimainen's stack. He's got 375K behind. 100K is in the middle for the big blind ante. 100K is out in front of him for the big blind. Juhasz is going to raise the ace-8-7 deuce here. Will this be the one for Joni Jouhkimainen? We'll see what the first 3 cards bring, and then he's going to make a decision from there. Joni's only got 225K behind.
Ace, Jack, 7, Rainbow rolls off the deck, and Jouhkimainen can't bear to watch. He is scared to watch, knowing how much pain Juhasz has inflicted on the players at this final table. From his perspective, with the backdoor clubs and pairing his jack, maybe he's just hoping that Juhasz doesn't have an ace.
Yeah, I mean, he's aware Juhasz is really just opening any 4 cards on the button, so maybe he thinks that, you know, my jack plus my backdoor clubs is going to be good enough to go with here.
Problem being, Juhasz not only has the ace, also has the backdoor clubs covered.
A7, wow.
Yeah, 2 pair here for Juhasz, top and bottom. The backdoor clubs, as Remco just mentioned, are the nut clubs, which trump Jouhkimainen's king-high clubs. So
Donnie, how
Jouhkimainen in a world of hurt here.
That graphic at the top left corner has to be the most depressing thing you can look at. Joni Jouhkimainen, 2 outs. We are all in on the flop for his tournament life. The Finn has hung tough, but it's not been his day. He has only won 3 hands at this final table. Still finds himself 3-handed, meaning he's got a nice little payday here. But now, in a world of trouble, looking for a jack and a jack only. Turn is a king. It was paint, meaning that he now has 2 pair. Inferior, though, to the 2 pair of Juhasz.
2 more outs, though.
2 more outs. Looking for a king or a jack. River card is the 10 of spades.
It was fun.
Joni Jouhkimainen claims it was fun. That is a lie. He has only won 3 hands. Of course, this man plays to win. But joking aside, always a good sport. Joni Jouhkimainen departs in 3rd place. A good run for him, despite cards not going his way today. We are down to heads-up play.
This winter, WSOP is bringing the heat. This December, the WSOP is coming to Atlantis, and they're bringing $50 million guaranteed, with buy-ins as low as $1,000 or as high as $100,000. There's going to be 15 World Series of Poker Bracelet events and a $5,000 main event with a juicy $15 million guarantee. So who wants to come make history with me and win some bracelets in paradise?
Negreanu laying it all out there about the upcoming World Series Poker Series in the Bahamas. He jumped in just before I finished my sentence, and I was about to say Joni Jouhkimainen takes home $107,000 for his efforts. And we are now heads up for the title and $206,000. Jim Collopy, runner-up in event number 1, already guaranteed $141,000. But man, does he face an uphill battle.
Maximum.
This one could be over very quickly. It could also take a while if Collopy is able to find a double up early here. He's only got 9.5 big blinds to start heads-up play here.
Juhasz has found a way to win with basically any combination of cards. Calls the 300K with the mere Queen 10 Deuce Deuce, Donnie. Not the most appealing hand, but you know, if it's Juhasz, he might hit a deuce here. Doesn't hit one, but still managed to find top pair here.
7.
That's an all-in bet here for Jim Collopy, who makes the call right away. Jim Collopy has 16 outs. A jack, a 9, an 8, a 6, and a king.
Collopy didn't directly hit with that board, but you can see from the percentages, 63% to win this hand and double up.
Jim Collopy needs a whole lot more than just his first double up. But hey, it is, or it could be, a starting point for a comeback in this event. Jim Collopy looking for 1 of 16 outs to double up as Juhasz has the made hand with a pair of 10s. Jim Collopy, will he finish second again? Turn card is the 3 of clubs. Doesn't change a thing. No clubs for either player. Now, odds flipping in Juhasz's favor. 60-40 going to the river. 16 outs for Jim Collopy. Can he find a way to double up, or will this thing be all over? River card is the ace of hearts, and it is all over.
Thank you. Thank you.
Fine with you.
Nice
The
playing.
words "good game" never applied more than they do right now, as Benjamin Juhasz goes wire to wire as the chip leader of this event, taking it down, receiving the trophy, the top payout of $206,000, and the points that come along with it. Benjamin Juhasz now third on the standings for the PGT PLO series. Jim Collopy up to second. All of them chasing Joao Simao, winner of yesterday's event. He has 4 cashes, by the way, Simao. What a great event it was. Yet again, a massive display of dominance of the Hungarian. Thank you all so much for watching. Tomorrow, Donnie and I will be back for the final table of the PGT PLO Series high-low event. That's going to be a new little twist. Thanks for watching. We'll see you tomorrow at 2 p.m. Pacific time, 5 p.m. Eastern.